Rich told me what to say. He ordered me to lead anyone who was interested in the Lotus Consortium there. So you were just complicit with killing everyone. That's great. You're a great person. And I also paid your tab. So I'm gonna, not only am I gonna kill you, but I'm gonna demand a refund first. What happened to the other people you've sent there? I don't even want to know. You assured them a death sentence. So what? People die. Everybody dies. And now my number's up. Anyone who goes up against these guys gets wiped out. You're a piece of trash. You coward. You think I don't know that? I used to dream of taking the fight to these tyrannical jerks. Now here I am, another waste of air that amounted to nothing in the end. You ever heard of the Zorro Hands? No. I've heard of Zorro, the pirate hunter turned pirate. Does that count? Sure. That group of shell pickers who went after the corporations. That's them. What about them? They're me. I was the Zorro Hands. Not so formidable when you're the sole member of a group. What are you talking about? See this? This is the dart of the Butterfly Fairy. Only the leader of the Zorro Hands is permitted to carry it. If a corporation's door was hit by a butterfly dart back in the day, it meant the boss would be targeted by the Butterfly Fairy. The Butterfly Fairy made it possible for workers to live decent lives. The original leader was inspired by the deeds of the Butterfly Fairy. Thus, the Zorro Hands were born. What was that you said about autographs? Shut up and try to show a little decency. We, as the Zorro Hands, made up for our weak numbers with strategy and took economic measures to pose a threat to those profit-hungry capitalists. So what happened to the other members of your little club? Lotus. That's not surprising. The last door this dart appeared on was Rich's. The Butterfly Fairy was targeting him, but she has long since disappeared, or worse, deserted us. Wow, so you almost got your fairy killed. We vowed to bring the fight to Rich, determined to take revenge, but yeah, that probably didn't go so well. We tried to hit him in the bank, but he anticipated every move we'd make. His shares only ever went up. Rich finally tracked our members down when we were at our most desperate. He offered us two options: obey or die. More or less, yeah. So you just gave up? Hard to find the will to fight when everyone important to you gets picked off one by one. The Butterfly Fairy disappeared, the Zorro Hands were shattered. It was just a me on my own. There was still you. What has Rich made you do since you switched sides? He knows that his business expands most adequately through acquisitions, but those sometimes don't run so smoothly. So then you lure the unsuspecting victims to their deaths by monsters, which is like non-catchable by the police because who believes in monsters? He had me pry into his competitors' businesses, bribe their employees to defect. Essentially, he turned my expertise as a saboteur against his interest into another puppet who enforced them. Broke what was left of my heart to do it. What heart, you mindless stooge? You betrayed the very core of what I pledged to fight against. Wait, don't... That's the butterfly dart. But how did you come by it? I never asked to be some cheap dashboard idol for someone like you to worship. That's not possible. The Butterfly Fairy has been missing for years. Why come back now? I've only been missing because cowards like you give up the fight at the first sign of real resistance. Did you think Rich was just gonna roll over when you came after him? You weren't here. You didn't see what he did to my friends. All I'm hearing is excuses. It doesn't matter what you or I still believe, or even stand for at this point. Rich's power has grown too great to be stopped by now. My fight isn't over yet, Guy. Then your victory pose will be standing over the ashes of what might have been. Where were you when the workers were starving and freezing? Where were you when Rich stole their very livelihoods from them? Face it, the Butterfly Fairy and Zorro Hands, whatever they were supposed to be, are just the myths we tell ourselves now. There's nothing left. You've learned nothing. It was never just about fighting the leaders. It was to show the workers that they were worth fighting for. You're fighting for a memory, and mine tends to be hazy on a good day. You didn't stop him? I get that you have some, like, honor code you're trying to live by and all, but even you must see the guy as hurting for what he did and didn't do. Doe, the man willingly led a bunch of people to their death. Like, yeah, it's kill or be killed out there, but he still chose to live and thus let all of those other people die. I'm just saying, bro chose his life over the lives of countless other individuals. So he's not that good a person. Just saying. Am I saying I would make a different choice? I don't know, not in that situation. But he still chose to let a bunch of other people die. The heck with you, Guy. I'm sick of waiting for you to collect answers piece by piece. I'll take Rich on myself if I have to, just like I originally planned to. And then you'll get trapped in a lair again for another 3 years. Whoa, hold up. I've got a dart. Look, a cat. It ran away from me. Hey, Butterfly.
Are you crying?
Oh.
You are crying.
Stop it.
Want tissues? I can go get some.
Go away. Who's crying? I'm just thinking about how to take down Rich.
Now that's the little moth I know.
Little moth? Call me that again and I'll hit you.
Hey, if that'll stop you from charging after Rich with no plan.
I won't run in without a plan. I'm no fool.
You're too hot-headed.
Shut it.
Well, you know, a detective does have to be a good talker.
Oh, so enlighten me then, Mr. Detective. What's your big plan?
The way I see it, we should bring Outside to our side.
Is that even an option?
I wouldn't have considered it before, but after our last conversation, I believe we can. Do you remember Akon?
The guy who wanted us to bring Outside back to him?
I believe he knows more about Outside than we do. We may need his help. So keep your eyes on Outside, little moth. I'm paying another visit to Sunshine Fabrics.
So, Butterfly's gloves are, like, attached-ish to some, like, buckle armband? That's a little weird. Hey.
Leave me alone.
No, I'm gonna talk to you about show-off. Hey, Guy, come look what I got. So, you looking to make a bomb or something? What? No, I got up early and bought all these fresh ingredients at the market. I'm gonna show you something I learned from the prosperous restaurant. You really don't have. I think she's gonna force us to eat whatever she whips up in there. Force you. I'm going home. You can't leave me here. I don't exactly owe her any favors. Fine. Well, if I die choking down any of who's dying, here you go. Try this perfectly cooked tonic pigeon. Did you just go outside and, like, shoot a pigeon with one of your darts? And then cooked it with a tonic? Like a what? Like a health serum? Those words seldom work together, but I'm sure it's great. You must be exhausted after fighting Banetide. Have another plate. Oh no. I'm sure you need this far more than I do with all your running around. What gives? Nothing. Just want to make sure he gets all his vitamins and stuff. You go on and take a bite. I'm sure you'll like it. He did. He did. Good, right? So good. God. All right, Shaman, you're up. Yummy. Come on, it can't be that bad. Honestly, it would have worked better as a bomb. No way. Wait, what the heck am I looking at? It came out totally different than the one in the prosperous restaurant. You didn't even look at the food you made? Guess that leaves room for improvement? Low bar, butterfly. Low bar. And you guys tried it anyway? You guys need to learn when to say no. That was aimed at you. I'm just so glad I don't have to eat any more of it. Okay. Onwards. Let's go to Scholar Alley. How's Atsai? He gave you what you needed to know? Kind of. Against his will because I hacked his brain. You don't need to know that, though. You don't need to know that. He turned over a new leaf, my guy. How much would you be willing to risk to bring Rich down? The man exploited the workers in every way imaginable for the sake of his own gain. I'd give everything I have to stop that monster from hurting any more people. If I can get Atsai to turn back to the side of the angels, you consider our side the side of the angels? Have you met our team? Would you be willing to help then? That is a sizable if. Whatever he's done, I believe he wants to make things right as much as we do. He's like essentially killed so many people, my dude. Like, how do you come back from that? What would you need from me? You've known him for a long while. Maybe if it came from you, you could convince him to turn on Rich? Maybe? Just maybe? I've got the beginning of an idea. You still have tabs on those two embezzlers? Still have them locked up. Why? Think we might need to put on a little show to truly convince Atsai to come to our aid. Ooh, who is this loading screen? She looks fun. She looked like a fun time. Where the heck am I going? Wait for news. Okay. How do you run in this game? Nope. I don't know. Next day. They're completely exhausted, stomachs rumbling from hunger, and yet they talk of tomorrow with such passion. It'll be fine tomorrow. It'll get better tomorrow. Hold on, just wait until tomorrow. When it comes to how tomorrow will be any different, they fall silent. It won't be better tomorrow. Not even the sun will see tomorrow. The sun has been swallowed whole. A hungry man keeps eating and eating, but never seems sated. He consumes everything in sight, and still no one dares stop him. His appetite is voracious. Oh, is that a man's stomach we're looking at right now? Like, obviously I can see his face, and there's like the fire over to the side, but I think that thing, like right where it says his appetite is voracious, I think that's that dude's stomach. His appetite truly is voracious. They are not wrong. So what have you heard? You should have heard something by now, either from Butterfly or Outside. Atsai is the key to getting to Rich. I just know he is. But he's lost the fighting spirit. We need to help him find it again. Good luck with that. Now, where's your new assistant? Whoosh. Whoosh.
Good or evil, judgment is at hand. Leave your offerings, and the butterfly fairy will provide what you seek. My name has been uttered by many. I'm not some sidekick, you stupid shaman.
Why would you pronounce it that way?
Was she drinking with you?
I didn't do that. Don't blame me for this.
I'm more than meets the eye. I got word from the bartender that Atsai is drinking at the Sleeping Beauty.
Will this plan work?
Well, detective?
Will what plan work? We have a plan? Why wasn't I made aware that we have an actual plan?
This doesn't work, don't you worry. I have a backup plan up my sleeve. Akon said he wants to fight for the workers and take out Rich in the process.
Don't forget your original goal. You don't have to be so invested.
I never forgot. This is just something extra.
What was my original goal?
This city faces endless problems, but we have the ability to solve them. So why not try?
Since when did you become a saint?
After meeting you.
Why not just beat him up right away? That would have saved so much trouble.
Agreed.
Jeez, can't you two act more civilized?
No.
Alrighty then.
Good or evil, judgment is at hand.
Oops. Judgment is at hand. Where am I going? To here. Which is perhaps where I already was. Find Atsai. He didn't run very far. You and I both know the answer you're looking for isn't going to be at the bottom of that glass. Couldn't hurt to look, though, just to be sure. I mean, did you catch the market news? Lotus Consortium stock has only gone up. As long as the boss gets his meat, he'll throw the rest of us some bones. Sunshine Fabrics shares seem to still be hanging in there. It doesn't matter. With the account deficit, internal fraud, and rumors about being acquired, that's a sinking ship. It's only a matter of time. But call somebody who cares. Am I right? We care. I'll bet every worker from Sunshine Fabrics that have flooded the old streets cared too. You came back! Here, you must let me buy you a drink. To the Butterfly Fairy and Zorro Hands, two myths fading into the stories of legends. Bartender, you're only lucky because you paid off your tab, but don't press your luck by tapping the counter again. It's not your fault about what happened to the Zorro Hands. Less talking, more drinking. So your ship finally did come in. Heck yeah, jealous. A little bit. Anyone who says they aren't would be lying, especially around here. Want to join up with Lotus? Bet you and I could break the ice. Break twice the amount of companies with your expertise as a PI. I'm gonna say pass. Don't like money? I like to think it matters where it comes from. Helps me sleep better at nights. I figured out a trick with that. Whenever I toss and turn, I just roll over and look at those extra zeros sitting pretty in my bank account. And bam, lights out. Each and every one of those zeros meant there was someone you sold out in order to get them. On second thought, you guys have way harshed my celebratory buzz. You ruined my groove. Bunch of stray curs. What's that? What the heck are you doing back here? Smell broke as a joke to me, and that's always good for a laugh. Huh. Hey, let me go. You're gonna be laughing through broken teeth. It's just the booze talking. Now's your time to shine, Butterfly. Thanks, Coach. Better catch up with those two before we lose sight of them. Sunshine Fabrics? I haven't seen how bad it's gotten. We trusted you. We were trying to save it. But instead, you lost us everything that we'd worked for. You're gonna make this right, one way or another. It was because of your money or your life. What'll it be? Don't even give him the choice. It's all his fault. No, it wasn't me. You made sure those murderers made it rich off of the fruits of our labors. They'll be after us in a day or so anyway. Might as well put you down before that happens. Want to know? That's totally up to you. You need to face what you've brought. It's not my fault. Don't come any closer. No, no! You're terrified of him. He, Rich, you didn't give up. You were paralyzed by fear. I lost everyone. It's not my fault. It's not my fault. No, it's not. There's nothing wrong about wanting to survive, just like it isn't their fault for doing the same. Rich is the one to blame. He's the cause of all this turmoil and ruin. I lied before. I'm plagued by dreams of old friends. They surround me and lash out. I beg them. Tell them just wait a little longer. We'll have our chance at revenge. I waited so long. I never got the chance. I stopped believing it would ever come. Now's the time to start believing again. Atsai, you have a good heart, my friend. You can still start over. It's never too late to make amends. It's no use. Sunshine Fabrics was the last piece of the puzzle. Once the acquisition goes through, no one will be able to stop the Lotus Consortium. We are not going to let them get away with this. What are you even talking about? We can turn Sunshine Fabrics into a trap for Rich instead. How's that again, guy? Lotus Consortium has been squeezing the workers long enough. If we can wield the power of the people, the tables are sure to turn. Before, they wanted a hero, someone to swoop in and save them. But now, you have the chance to make Sunshine Fabrics their hero. I can't do it alone. We still have many brothers in the Union. Well then, maybe if we... Could it really be that easy? We simply have to use Rich's lust for acquisition against him. I'll tell him that Sunshine Fabrics has given up the fight to lure him into a meeting. Then we'll sideswipe him by raising the price. We'll either close out or back off. But either way, the high stock price will be on his plate. That'll leave Lotus Consortium weakened, which might give us a little more time to operate. Why would Rich want Sunshine Fabrics? Whatever he is, he's not a fool. But that's just it. He's out of his mind with greed. The Lotus Consortium is turning into a monster that gobbles up every company it sees. The Union has little money to fight with. It wouldn't be enough to stand in their way. You've forgotten how resilient these people are. The workers pooled their resources to maintain the share price of Sunshine Fabrics. It's all yours if you need it. We can also persuade the workers of the other last remaining companies to invest with us. We'll all suffer if we don't fight back. They're in this fight as much as we are. I like the way these boys think. If you try to pull one over on us again, Otsai, we'll rip off your head and use it as a soccer ball. I don't know, you might still want to do that. That sounds like a pretty fun time, not gonna lie. Good lord, here. I thought we were turning a corner towards peaceful resolution. No, I like the head soccer ball idea. Don't worry about me. I took the long road, but I'm beginning to find whatever fight's still left in me. I've had a very quick turnaround. I don't know that I trust you. How you feeling? They usually say, don't con a con artist, but I figured you needed to be brought back onto the right side of this battle. Thank you. Truly. Well, this is our last chance. Whatever happens, we'll be together. So what's the next step here, guy? Even with Akon bringing in the Union and those fellas pulling the other companies, we'll still need to manufacture one heck of a bum rush on the Sunshine Fabric stock if we're to go up against Lotus. Now you're thinking like a shell picker. Coming from you, I'll take that as a compliment.